things go well tonight, some of us may be able to see the aurora. We have what's called a coronal mass ejection that came off the sun about a day ago. Now this is just an emission of plasma and other materials off the surface of the sun. Because it's 93 million miles away, it takes a little bit of time for it to reach the Earth. It should reach the Earth during the late afternoon and evening hours tonight. Now, it will cause what's called a geomagnetic storm, just a disturbance up in the high levels of the atmosphere, the ionosphere, where it reacts with the electrical fields up there, and that's what causes the aurora. Now, they're indicating it could be as strong as a G3. This is a watch, so a little bit of uncertainty whether it's going to occur, but pretty good chance of seeing the aurora if this verifies. Now, you look at some of the storm parameters here. Now, I know you're asking me, Chris, what the heck do these things mean? Well, the storm level here, I told you G3, that's considered a significant storm there. But G2 is actually pretty decent, and that'll be through most of the night. Now, the KP index basically indicates how far south does the aurora have the potential to get. Now, you can see the maximum and the furthest south extent will probably be at least what they think at this point, between about 6 and 9 o'clock. But seeing how it doesn't get dark until about 8 now, the best time we'll see this would be between about 8 and about 10 o'clock once it finally starts to get dark. It's still decent as we head toward the after midnight hours as well. Now, how far south do these things get? Show you a little map that they drew here. Now, KP7, G3, which is about what the storm is expected to maximize at. See the line comes down here through New York, through the southern Great Lakes, and also into parts of Wyoming. Now, this isn't exact, though, so it could extend a little bit further south, but best chance of seeing this aurora, though, is always better the further north you go. So places like Lovell, Cody, Buffalo, seeing a better chance of seeing it than places like Kemmerer or Rock Springs. Now, the other big question is, what's the sky cover going to be like? Can we see it? Now, this looks pretty good, actually, through the midnight hour, especially the further east you go. Anywhere, say, east of the divide should have a mainly clear sky through at least about midnight, so good viewing conditions for that. A few more mid and high level clouds coming into the west here as a weather system comes in this way, but even here during the evening, it should be decent. Then conditions deteriorating as we head through the overnight hours as that cloudiness spreads across much of the area by sunrise. So some viewing tips as you want to see it. Well, you're going to want to go to a darker location as possible, especially as far south as we are. And look up to the north and the northeast, that's where it's going to originate from. Now allow your eyes to adjust to the darkness. It may just appear, maybe, it's just a kind of a faint white out on the horizon, especially, you can tell the difference obviously if you're in a dark area, it's not just ambient light. Now if you want to do some photography for this, best colors show up if you have a longer exposure, anywhere from about 8 to 12 seconds works. You want the colors to really show up, you can crank it up to 25 or 30 seconds, but you may lose some of the detail at that point. And of course, you want to take pictures, try to use a tripod if you're going to have exposures that big, as it might be a little shaky. However, this is a big if here. Space weather is very fickle and unpredictable. I remember last time in November, we had a predicted 3 event, nothing happened, and then the next night, when it wasn't supposed to be as bad, we had one of the best displays in the year. That occurred on November 4th. So if you're up this evening or even late at night, take a look to the north. You might see those dancing colors in the sky.